everyone, and welcome back to Sunday Morning Chat. Joining us today is just the lovely Paps Panda, as this is a Demon Slayer heavy episode, considering Season 2 just hit last week's Saturday or Sunday, and that's currently what's playing in the background right now. Paps, how's everything going?
Yeah, everything's going good. I'll save you the question of asking what we're playing, and what I'm playing is still Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. What I'm playing is currently Back for Blood, which is still
Oh yeah.
kind of I don't feel like it changed too much from the beta, in all honesty. So
No, some people weren't happy about one of the recent news that came out before it launched was the whole where you don't earn progression unless you're online.
yeah, and I know they said that they were gonna change that. They said that they were gonna try to figure out a way to for like solo play, you can earn your progression and everything. However, I don't find that game fun at all solo. Like, I mean, more power to those people who want to play it solo and everything, but I don't find
Mm.
that shit fun at
Yeah,
all.
it could be still for people who like can't meet up with their friends all the time. It's like, well, I guess play a little level here and there, earn some progression, but then it's just like, nah.
Yeah, that would kind of suck if like yeah, I mean that's a good point. Like you want to earn some progression and do some
Mm.
stuff with your friends later and get online, but then you get on and then there's no progression there.
Yeah, and they're already like say they can group up ahead of you because of schedule differences or whatever, and then you get on and you're already just a little bit behind with no lack of cards, lack of progression in the campaign. It just seems like it's like why was that just not a thing that they came out with on launch?
Yeah, the games nowadays keep leaving out these very simple things that have been in games for like years, man. Just straight up years. Like co-op
Mm.
campaign. Look at that fucking hold on. Look at that animation in this episode of Demon Slayer. Good God, that was
Yeah.
that was one of the best things about this show is the animation, and this episode alone, like top tier with the food animation.
So for the viewers who are listening on just kind of like the podcast only sites, we do have X has already mentioned it, but we do have the episode playing as we're talking right now. So there's going to be moments where we're going to pause and start talking about what we're saying. So
Yeah, exactly. And it's really a beauty. I kind of lost my track
mm.
of thought with the Back for Blood, but and with the Demon Slayer episode going on right now, both Paps, you've watched this, right? You watched this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we both watched this episode, and that's really what this podcast is going to be about. Is like this
Mm.
reintroduction of Demon Slayer back into our lives, and the beginning episode being all of a Rengoku episode. It is Rengoku's story, and at least I could say from what the one thing I love about this episode is Rengoku's love for food gets shown like tenfold.
Right.
Yeah, like he concerns himself more with like whether or not that little girl that we're seeing on the screen right now is gonna ruin her bean paste bun because she was squishing it too much. And then later on in the episode, which we'll probably touch on it when we see it again, he's concerning himself with the demon who's gonna ruin all the bento boxes. Like, he's like, those were constructed and made with love and care.
It's one thing they show in the show that Goku's still just like the purest soul.
He is, and he has like the strongest sense of justice, which is again, they didn't like alter his character in any way from the movie. They just kind of added on like why you love him so much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And who's like the company is like it's called like Ufotable. I forget how to say like the production company's name, but
I always just call it UFO table, but it's
UFO
probably
table. Yeah. Oh,
it's
we'll just
probably
call it UFO
ufotable.
table. But they, from what I've seen of like the Fate series and then the Fate movies and then this movie and the series is like they know how to do animation. I
Oh
would
yeah,
dare say they're one of the better going for this style at least. They're one of the better anime styles or anime artists that Japan has there.
oh easily, man. Like watching those Fate movies and watching this, and yeah, it's just it's incredible the art style and the
Mm-hmm.
animation that goes into this and the work. I mean, you look at
Mm-hmm.
Rengoku right now, just like the detail in him and the detail in the
Mm-hmm.
bean paste bun that was just thrown in his freaking face.
And I know one thing you talked about like a while ago when we talked about the movie was how when they do all like the special effects of like the flames and stuff, it's technically not there. It's just kind of more for the creative effects.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can understand that there's like some superhuman abilities that these guys have, right?
Oh, there has to be, because look, for
Like
anybody,
later on
yeah,
in this
later on in
episode.
this episode, for anybody, well, I expect everybody who is a Demon Slayer fan who is tuning in to have already seen this episode. So, spoiler warning. Later on in this episode, Rengoku pretty much hits fucking light speed, bro. Like he pretty
Yeah.
much goes like, I, I totally got that he was fast and he was quick and stuff, and I always had kind of just imagined like, okay, well, the animation in the anime is showing him kind of like teleport around, and it's just kind of just like a, over exaggerating how fast he is. However, in this episode, when he's on the train track and he's freaking, total concentration breathing, and that somehow makes his feet just go, and then he
Yeah.
just, and then he just disappears like into this flame burst, and catches up with the demon who literally left at least. It had to have been like a few minutes before him, man, and he still was right behind him.
Like watching that scene where it's all like the gradual, like showing the gradual speed increase of his feet. It's like then it like cut back, and like then back again. It's like
Yeah,
then before he just disappeared. I'm like, holy shit, okay. I gotta
right, and
bring that up because that is something that's not like the okay, this is just normal people doing normal sword skills, but just super skilled. Like, no, this motherfucker is running at
yeah,
Mach speed here.
this man caught up with a demon who's like apparently one of the faster demons. I don't think he's nearly as fast as Akaza, because Akaza is very fast.
Yeah,
Um,
it's an upper moon.
yeah, and he's not as fast as Upper Moon One. So because that guy's fucking fast.
And then here we go, right here, leaping off the train. Look at
Yeah.
that.
So
That
he
is
cleared the
nuts.
train track and landed on the bridge on the other side. What that had to have been a good, like, if there's anybody that can analyze that scene, who's very good at that looked like a good like 40, 50 feet jump, like on a high speed moving train.
He gained the height, and then the train was going in the opposite direction of which he jumped. So he
Yeah.
must have jumped at once again, probably Mach speed jump. So whoever's good at physics and he want to calculate and let us know.
Yeah, see, and that like with this episode bringing it brought that into question when I was watching it too. It's like I watched season 1 and I watched the movie, and there was nothing really that was telling me, okay, yeah, they have kind of like superhuman powers or anything. You know what I mean? There wasn't too much, I guess, telling me that, other than maybe like a Nosuke punching through a fucking train. But but then this, when you get this stuff where he's jumping off the train, where he's like super speeding on the train tracks, catching up to a demon. But look at this pure soul right here. He's handing out freaking bento boxes to like these train workers and stuff.
Well, one thing I guess in the movie was showcased Rengoku's speed was that moment when he, like, as soon as he woke up and he's all like, "Oh man, look at this mess that's happened ever since I took a nap," and then he like did his Mach speed thing and pretty much teleported in front of Tanjiro.
That's true. I just, again, I thought that was just they were taking liberties with it. It was an exaggeration, but this that scene that is coming up in this episode, it just shows that really wasn't a liberty taken. That wasn't an exaggeration. He's that
Yeah,
fast.
they showed his feet just moving, hustling and hustling.
Now you look at this demon right here. He looks like Akaza, just like the third fucking
That
party Akaza, like the knockoff Akaza.
Walmart brand.
Yeah, that's the great value Akaza right now. Like that's what he looks like. And I like that I kind of like that they did that, because it kind of like is foreshadowing, but it's also like a really sad. Oh, this is my favorite part. He literally steps on the bento box, crushes all the delicious food in there, and Rengoku is so upset. It
And
was
that
made
was
with love by people I know.
the cardinal sin.
Yeah.
He would have probably been less upset if he killed that kid in front of him.
Exactly. I mean, he would have been like, well, it's another death by the demon's hand, but nope, he destroyed a bento box that was made with love by the people he knows. He can't forgive that.
The ultimate sin.
I like that he also buys out like the entire store at the end of the episode too, and then he gets on the train and he's eating them on the train. So it's like, okay, so that's where he got the food from in the movie. It's like he got it from which I love this episode. Honestly, like we needed more time with Rengoku, and this didn't even come close to filling up how much time we really need with him, but
Mm.
it was still pretty good.
So how is this kid who is being grabbed by this demon who's moving at such a speed, but how's this kid not just completely like disintegrated himself?
I don't know. Maybe well, as you could see, he's got like his nails in his chest and whatnot. So maybe he's just gripping his
Mm.
fucking soul or something.
Because that tells me the human body can't handle those type of speeds. This
Well, I mean,
demon was just
apparently
moving.
fucking Rengoku's can, which also doesn't make sense because all he really did was just train. You know what I mean? Like he didn't.
But yeah, he's a Hashira. He's trained in the realm of plot armor.
Not really. Plot armor was pretty
Up
weak. It
until
was like
up until it just he took it off.
he didn't take it off. It just took one too many hits.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't an invulnerable plot armor like, the main cast we got with Tanjiro, Nosuke, and Netsu and those crew, but, you know, it was still fortified up until it wasn't.
Yeah, it was pretty heavily, and it was pretty heavy on in this episode with his plot armor and everything. I also like that we got a really nice background update on Rengoku, which we will see like later on in the episode. But like this scene that's happening right now, um, again clearly shows Rengoku's amazing sense of justice. Like he doesn't want anybody to get harmed. He doesn't want anybody to actually get killed. And he's also very, very worried about the food.
I mean, hell, honestly, if they sat there and did like a whole Demon Slayer, like Rengoku story all the way from like when he was like a kid and shit, I'd be down for it because I love his character so much.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we've only seen him in that movie in this episode. That's it. I mean, I read the manga, but like for people who just watch, then we've only seen him here. I mean, look at that speed. Like he just cut the freaking dude's hands off without even harming the kid inside of his hands.
It's some precision right there in the cut.
And we're about to come up to the freaking scene where, okay, so here we go. We got Super Speed Demon Boy, Akaza freaking Great Value, just literally moving at the speed of you got to be way faster than that train.
Kind of looks like Demon Aang.
Oh yeah, from
Avatar.
Avatar, yeah. I guess he does. Like if Aang became a demon,
he just took up Akaza's offer.
See, at least over a minute has passed by now. Over a minute, maybe like 2 minutes have passed by in the scene. Now Rengoku starts to run. Okay.
He has a pause. He's probably stretching out his calves, getting hammies going. Okay. This is a scene I saw that where it just kept going back and forth. Like,
yeah, it just didn't make sense. The demon was breaking the fucking sound barrier, and look at that. Look at that. And then all of a sudden he's gonna freaking just turn into a flame. Boom. And then he's gone. So yeah,
fucking build up.
I don't know if in the show they're maybe they're implying that there is a little bit of like a supernatural abilities with these demon slayers and with Hashiras especially, but I know from the manga and from the person who created it, he was like, oh no, that was just a way to show the people the combat, so it didn't look.
Demons moving.
Yeah, that guy way faster than that freaking train.
Then Goku's over here. Even like before he initiated like a light speed jump there, he was already moving. When you look at like the scenery around him, everything was moving hella fast.
Yeah, when his feet were just ticketing, he was at least a few hundred miles per hour, like 200-300 miles an hour or something, because that shit was going.
So yeah, these Hashira must have like superhuman abilities.
That they would have to, because I mean, even like the other demon slayers seem a little questionable, but oh, look at that waste of food right there. Come on, Granny.
Rengoku will have none of that.
No, Rengoku will come in here and he's gonna put a stop to this entire thing.
See, Granny's gonna hold the line.
So if you notice, like if you go on Funimation and you're viewing this, which is where we're viewing it right now, people, anybody that wants to know, you can get a Funimation account, like a premium account, and then you can, oh, here comes Rengoku. Yeah, you can
This,
simulcast. So when this comes out in Japan, it comes out in Funimation. Obviously, it is not dubbed right now. So for anybody that is wanting a dubbed version, you're gonna have to wait a little bit. But it's
mm,
still fantastic. The voice actors in the Japanese version are fantastic as well.
mm-hmm. But once again, the precision. Not only was it moving Mach speed, but he's able to come in hot like that, slash the like the tendon of the
Yeah,
demon, and also pick up the
he
girl.
straight up slash like his Achilles heel and picked up the girl. And yeah,
Oh, one fell swoop, all up moving at like Mach speed.
now here's like probably one of my more favorite parts of the episode too, where as we see in the movie, Rengoku versus Akaza, it is one sided. Like there's no way. Rengoku was giving it his all, and Akaza wasn't even fucking phased. Whereas here, we are also seeing a one sided fight, but in Rengoku's favor. And Rengoku knows that. He knows he's like, there's no way this guy's gonna like I'm not he's not even worried. He's just worried about the food and the people.
All that justice with
Right
them
here, no need to put it to the test. And then bam. Literally teleports, cuts the guy's head off in one fell swipe.
effortlessly.
That's ridiculous.
And now he says his fucking.
This is by far my most favorite part. I like the contrast between his father as a Hashira and him as a Hashira, and the fact that
Mm,
yeah, his father was a dick, as we can see from the movie, and if you like read the manga and everything, but he still chose to like take up his father's mantle and become the Flame Hashira. I mean, look at
and then
how
pretty much
closely they're related.
replicate his father's moves.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, I
this
would
was
love to
the
see
coolest
more
part.
about. I would love to see, like, it's such a damn shame that Rengoku went out as early as he did.
Yeah, I feel like they should have kept him. You know, there's
Mm,
plenty of Hashira that they could have like killed off at that moment,
right.
but they should have kept him. And like you were saying earlier, I would love to see like a separate like mini series on Rengoku just joining the Demon Slayer Corps and then becoming a Hashira and stuff and all of that because he has like a little Gaiden offshoot manga which is about him when he was like just became a Hashira, I believe, which we
Mm,
need to see that turned into an episode. I was hoping that starting season 2, since they said the first episode would be new, I was hoping it would be like an hour long, but the hour
oh,
long
yeah.
episode is the entertainment district episode. So
Okay.
yeah,
I mean,
this Mugen Train arc is going to be 7 episodes long with some new added features in there. But however, from the way it seems, this is probably the newest one we're gonna get. You know, with the stuff we
yeah.
really haven't seen. I don't see it going too much different from the actual movie. They might jam pack a little bit more of what they wanted to tell in there in the spread of these
I
next
can
7 episodes.
probably see them trying to probably add. I would see them probably adding more like the dream sessions, probably Rengoku's, to probably see more of like that loving dynamic that was probably there between him, the brother, and the father
Yeah,
before in the
before
dream session when everything's okay.
right.
And then pretty much anything outside the dreams I can see pretty much being close to the original movie. Except like maybe we'll see a scene of what this person was doing during this moment or something like that, but everything else will probably be close to the same.
Yeah, it would be nice to see a couple of what I would love to see, since it's going to be 7 episodes. Show us a little bit more of the dynamic that was going on between like Nezuko and Zenitsu when they were fighting on the other end of the train. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
let's see some more freaking thunder breathing first form, thunderclap and flash. Let's see some cool stuff like that because I know we're gonna see some pretty cool things in the entertainment district with Nezuko,
Mm.
like some awesome things and some really awesome things from Zenitsu as well. So
Mm.
I'd
I
like for
wonder
them
if
to
we'll
show it here.
see. Wonder if we'll see. Pretty much, we'll probably get like a short glimpse of probably Akaza before he's probably there about to punch out Tanjiro. We'll probably see where he was at the moment where he probably gets the mission to go and say go to the Mugen train
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
because
we'll
something
probably see
called him
that.
to that.
I believe he was told to go to make sure that
Okay,
everything was good and golden, and if that the Hashira was alive and the and Tanjiro was alive, then to kill him.
so we'll probably see probably Musen probably giving out those orders
Yeah, which are
So,
all
but
pretty like minor sequences.
yeah.
Like again, like if you don't want to rewatch it and everything, you could
Mhm.
just watch the movie, be done with it, wait till December for the next 11 episodes because this one is 7 episodes and then the entertainment arc is 11 episodes.
Okay. So yeah, for pretty much people out there, you're not going to be missing much not seeing this. It's just going to be more flavor to the movie, I guess, more flavor to the arc.
Yeah. Yeah, more flavor to the arc. Still movie quality animation and sound and
Right.
everything.
Still looks fantastic.
It's so amazing. Definitely my favorite anime by far as like shows go, and well, I guess movies too. But
They
yeah,
definitely got the budget.
oh well they had to. This is like
Oh,
the
yeah.
movie took the world by storm. The show took the world by storm.
Yep, and then there's Inosuke losing his shit.
Yep, I love this part too. I love the contrast here. We're seeing them from a different angle because you know like when they were
Mhm.
freaking out
Yep,
on the getting on the train. Oh, see again, we're seeing
there's the
these kids
kids.
a different angle of what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Seeing the kids who are working closely with, what was that guy's name? Inmu? Emu?
I don't know, fucking sleep demon.
Sleep Demon? Yeah.
Enmu, I think his name was Enmu.
Enmu. Yep. There's all the different kids. They're probably going to get a glimpse of Enmu.
One of the best parts is definitely coming up at towards the end of the episode, where all of the Hashira talk about what they think about Rengoku, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that looks so delicious, man. It
Right.
just like, like just looking at it
I'm,
makes me hungry.
I'm already hungry, so I didn't do me any favors.
No, I don't even know what it was that he just put in his fucking mouth too. It's just
Like rice with like meat, like teriyaki sauce on
yeah,
top. I don't know
so
what it
it's
is.
fucking
Whatever.
fantastic. Whatever it
Probably
is.
beans. God, I'm hungry. Oh man, I love this series. Can't wait for that limited edition Blu-ray to come out in December.
Yeah, I can't wait for
Rewatch
that.
it
I can't
again.
wait for this to be dubbed. The entertainment arc is gonna be so freaking cool because there's some pretty awesome fight scenes in that, especially with some of the upper moons versus, you know, our amazing cast and the sound Hashira.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like so much excitement for that. And the fact
can't.
that it's in December like kind of pisses me off because this is 7 episodes long, and if they're releasing one like every week, it'll just be barely leading up to it. Come on,
Yeah, I just can't wait to see more of the animation. Just love the art style and the animation is so great.
Oh, so Shinobu said he was a good person, and sometimes they're not on the same wavelength. That's good. I feel like him and Shinobu should have been a couple if he would have lived. Flamboyant sticks out even more than me from the sound Hashira.
There's a Miss Tashira.
He's super
Yep.
cool.
I could see the big brother type with him.
What a dick. He talks a lot. Come on, Obama. He's a good guy. Didn't expect that one.
Never whines, yeah.
And here we go, Gyu. Poor Gyu, honestly. Gyu. He's so left out, man.
They say you like not well liked among the other ones.
He often speaks to me. Love him.
Well, we all knew the other Hashira liked him based off the reaction when they learned news of his death.
I think I also think that whole ending sequence where everybody was saying good things about Rengoku. God, look at that man. Everyone was saying good things about Rengoku, and then where you see Zenitsu and Tanjiro talking to each other, and they're like, "Yeah, it seems like everybody loves the Flame Hashira." I think that was also a shout to the fans because, like, honestly, everybody loves the Flame Hashira. Everybody loves Rengoku, so I feel like that was just a little nod to the fans, like, "Hey, we see it, we understand."
We know he's a fan favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we're Fans love him. Many tears were shed when they saw his death for all the people who probably read the manga and or anime onlys who
Oh man, I remember like watching the show and just getting addicted. I binged the entire first season, and the news of the movie had like hit me that it was supposed to come out in like 2021 or something. But I had found the Japanese release on some random freaking website and watched it, and I was like, oh god. Like, totally hooked on this guy. Like I remember telling you guys, like, yeah, this guy is awesome. You're gonna cry when we finally went and saw it in the movies. But and I was right.
yeah, I cried.
Oh, there was so much. There's so many tears for that guy. Like no matter how many times I watch it, I will still kind of like get choked up. Like he's too good of a man.
Well, I think in terms of was it City of the 14th? Doesn't that new Demon Slayer game come out?
Yeah, it came out like 2 days ago. I just
Oh
haven't
yeah.
closed the deal on it. However, I will probably be getting that to so we could play it and do some commentating on it and stuff and show you how bad I suck at like fighting video games.
It's still disappointing that these games based off of animes are pretty much arena brawlers.
Yeah, I really wish it would just be something else. I wish there would be some kind of open world gameplay aspect to it, and it wouldn't look like, you know, Naruto Shippuden like freaking reskinned or something.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty much probably just based off the same engine.
Yeah, I feel like that's how it is each time. And they're throwing random filler in there to make it, to make the game more fleshed out. But at the same time, there's got to be a better way to make anime games. There just has to be. Somebody make a fucking anime Dark Souls like.
And it's just gonna follow pretty much the first season with like random encounters with random demons and stuff.
Yeah, the first season you're gonna play through the story. You're gonna do a couple of filler shit, and then that's it,
Or
man. Like
side
it's
missions.
yeah, right.
Somebody
That's all you
save
gotta
my
do.
bento boxes.
I would save any, but if as long as I get to play as Rengoku while I save some bento boxes, that's gonna happen. That's 100% gonna happen.
It's like those games focus more on like the online component of like the arena brawler thing, where it's just like, doesn't really need that. Just want, like you said, like a anime Dark Souls version of a game.
Yeah, like an anime Dark Souls or like an anime freaking Final Fantasy 15 version of the game. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
something open world, something with good combat. Add a bunch of like different storylines and quests that I can go do because I know that it was pretty streamlined in the anime, but I feel like you could add your own kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go over to this. The crow's telling me to go here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to this city. It would just be really cool. I mean, this is a perfect candidate for a game like that.
Mm-hmm. It looks like IGN has a review out for it.
They probably gave it like a 6 or 7. I mean, it's just kind of a standard sandboxy, arcadey
Mm-hmm.
brawler.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, I figured that. Like, there was. However, I don't agree with the dumb motherfucker who rated the movie a 7 out of 10. It's like, how are you that stupid?
It's like fighting words.
Yeah, how are you gonna rate? I don't understand how a movie that literally kicked Spirited Away off of its fucking spot that it held since 1998, a movie that literally
Mm-hmm.
like blew up all over the world, and people praised it. But then you want to be fucking different, and you want to like just get on there and say it's a 7 out of 10 for the dumbest reasons. Like sometimes it felt like too long, or the dream sequences felt like they didn't like belong, or they were too long. No, they fucking weren't. They were there for a perfect reason, and they were not too
Mm-hmm.
long. It all flowed very fucking nicely. I mean, we went from them getting on to a little bit of action, like really cool display of Rengoku's
Mm-hmm.
abilities, then to the dream sequences that didn't even last that long, then back to fucking action, and that
Yeah.
little short reprieve like of a break where Rengoku is talking to Tanjiro on the ground, then right back to fucking action. Like, come on, it was it was not at all mismatched. Everything like flowed so nicely.
Yeah, the pacing was really well. It was really good in me. I mean, if I had to critique, which wouldn't drop the score at any. I mean, the dream sessions were a little, I guess, long, but it wasn't really long. I guess I don't know. I think I was just tired of the dream sessions by the end of them. but I wouldn't still drop the score down or nothing. That'd probably be my only critique on it.
No, yeah, I wouldn't like Tanjiro's. I can see someone saying it was a little bit long, you know,
Hmm.
because we did see a little too much on him, like spending time with his family and everything.
Yeah,
Especially after he, you know, he kind of already knew it was a dream, and he was kind of already like picking up on that, but he was still, you know, there and
sitting
everything.
there eating ramen and just enjoying life.
Right. However, I do think it was necessary because I liked the fact that
Hmm.
Tanjiro went into this dream, was totally fooled, but then
Yeah.
once he got aware of everything, right? Once he became aware, he took a he took it really personal and he took it hard to get out of that dream because he was, you know, saying goodbye to them and, you know, accepting the fact that yeah, they're gone. And it was kind of a it's kind of a progression thing for him where we see him as this 14-year-old kid and then look how far he's come and he's able
Hmm.
to accept that okay, they're gone. I can't do anything for them and I can't get them back, but I can save Nezuko and you know,
Yeah.
I can live. So
They
seeing
can
that progression was awesome.
save the people here and now.
Yeah. That was a really touching moment when he left his family and he's running away from them and shit.
Hmm. Hmm. Just letting go.
Yeah. And it was probably something that he maybe did let go or maybe he was just repressing it cuz you know, it
Hmm.
just seemed like it was good for his character development and uh,
Hmm.
I would never give that movie a 7 out of 10. I'm going to give that
Oh.
movie a 10 out of 10 just like I'm going to give this episode a 10 out of 10 cuz this episode
Hmm.
was definitely what the fans have been asking for, a little bit more Rengoku before he ultimately dies. So before he gets a freaking hand shoved through his freaking stomach, let's see a little bit more Rengoku. And
Oh, it's gonna be hard seeing that again.
oh god, like I
I
hope they
wonder how
just
they're gonna do the. I wonder how they're gonna do the fight scenes though, because the fight scenes were pretty, I would say, lengthy. So they're probably like trim them down or cut them down a bit.
they could just always like make one episode of like an episodes are like 26 minutes long and the fight scene between
Hmm.
Akaza and Rengoku was like 30 minutes. So they could always just dedicate one episode to it.
Or I guess we can. I guess I'll just take a gander at probably DBZ or DBZ Super and see how they did the whole Battle of the Gods and transition it into episodes and stuff because that's pretty much what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah, they could do. I could see them splitting Akaza and Rengoku's fight into maybe two episodes. But if they kept
Mm,
the fight and how it won, it really should just be you should just dedicate one episode to it because
yeah.
it's about an episode long, and
Mm-hmm.
it's fairly quick. Like there's
Yeah.
unless you want to show off some more like Rengoku powers and you're gonna add more, you know, animation for the fight, and he's gonna maybe harm Akaza a little bit more. Then, but I don't see that really happening.
Because they won't go too far off of the manga. So.
Yeah, that they wouldn't want to. Yeah, it's like that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what happened to the manga. Like he got fucked up, bro. Like I'm sorry, Rengoku's strong. He's probably he's my favorite. But yeah, he got fucked up.
So you're gonna be excited for the play through the game and then get to the fight of Rengoku versus Akaza.
I will. Yeah, I'll be excited because I'll be able to actually kill Akaza. Hopefully, well, I'll kill him, but it'll do the typical anime
Yo,
game where you beat him and then it goes into the cutscene and you lost.
yeah, you beat them in gameplay, but then they'll get the cutscene advantage on you, and then that's when your character just loses.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it looks like you got a good review score, so I think they just knocked it for inconsistent story mode and a slim roster.
Oh, I mean, there's a slim character lineup. There's not a whole lot of. This isn't fucking One
Yeah,
Piece. You know what I mean? Like, there's a slim character lineup.
and they can't necessarily spoil the other Hashira and show out, play the game with all the Hashira and showcase all their moves.
Yeah, because then for
Because right now
people
they're
who
still
just
kind of
watch it,
mystery.
yeah, for people who just watch it, we wouldn't have been able like to enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we already know
Because
a couple of Gyus, or we know all of Gyus because
yeah,
he's
we
water
know
breathing.
Gyu's, we know Shinobu's and her kind of trait. We know Rengoku's obviously, but all the other ones, I mean, we know they're like wind, sound, love, and all that. But you're like, love. It's like, how's that gonna work? So you kind of wait for it to see it in a show before you play a game and you see her move list. I'm like, oh, that's how the love Hashira works.
I
That's your
like
thing.
I like the. I think they explained it in this episode. Rengoku was talking about the love Hashira, and he said, Um, that he was initially training her as to be Flame, and then
Mhm.
she branched off and made her own because the love like love breathing comes from flame breathing. So she had made her own. But yeah, he was her trainer, which again, there could be another good series right there of him training her and stuff. That would be awesome.
I feel as though it's going to get to the point to where, like, towards like the end of the series and stuff, I'm like, man, I wish all these Hashira had their own little side stories and side seasons.
Yeah, honestly, like what I'd really like to see, from reading the manga and everything, it's like the Wind Hashira is like a good person, regardless if you haven't read it and all you've seen is him stab Nezuko. I can understand your pain and your hate for this guy, but he's actually a really, really good person, and he's very powerful, and his backstory is really cool.
Yeah, it's one of the things where everyone's backstory is cool, even like some of the demons and stuff. Even they have tragic backstories, and you're like, fuck, why do I start feeling for them?
Yeah, the little drum demon, or the not little, the big drum demon in the fucking
And
changing
Rui,
mansion and Rui. Yeah,
you start feeling bad for them at the end. You're like, fuck.
I felt bad for the drum demon more than I felt bad for Rui because the drum
Oh,
demon was
agree.
just like he was like, wait. Did you really like my work or something? Did you think my blood demon
Mm-hmm.
art was great? He's like, yeah, it's the hardest one I've ever faced, and he's just like like crying because somebody actually appreciated him for once.
Acknowledge. Didn't step on his work during the whole battle and everything. You're fighting a battle of life and death with like these invisible claws coming at you, and yet you can still avoid his work, avoid all the papers on the ground, just out of
Exactly.
respect. Just like, damn it, Tanjiro. I mean, Rigoku's a cinnamon roll and pure justice, but Tanjiro, in terms of just pureness, will be top tier in that.
Tanjiro is like the entire baking sheet of cinnamon rolls. Like he's not just one; he's like the whole fucking thing. When Cinnabon makes cinnamon rolls bright and early in the morning for you, however many they pull out of there, that's what Tanjiro is. Or however many they sell in a day. That's basically Tanjiro.
He's just so innocent. Just
He's just such a good person. He's the kindest, like sweetest soul. He's just a good person. I like
you know,
Tanjiro.
when Rui had Nezuko all strung up and shit by the spider webs, and then Gyu comes in and finishes him off, starts stepping on his like kimono or something, and
His
then
remains, yeah.
his remains, and Tanjiro's like, "Don't step on him."
Yeah, any normal person would have been like, fucking beat it into the ground.
Yeah,
Just like, keep stepping on him, stupid spider.
he's bleeding out. Nezuko almost killed your ass, and yet even then, you still feel like the sorrow and grief in his soul. You're like, "Don't step on him."
Yeah, that's just fantastic. This show. This show is awesome. I
Honestly,
recently even got somebody else into the show, and she's like, she just finished the first season. She's moving on to this episode and then the movie. So she's pretty
okay.
hyped.
So you convinced her to watch the movie instead of the just wait to watch it all through the episode.
Yeah, well, I really wanted to watch the movie just because like I kind of wanted to cry at the end. So and I also just think it's such a good movie. Like you have to watch it. There's no way
It is,
you can't
yeah.
watch it. So I told her I'm like if you want to follow it like canon or like not or what is that word? Just within the timeline of how things should go. Then it needs to be
Mhm.
season 1, this episode, and then the movie.
Mhm.
Because that's how it should line up. However, it really wouldn't matter if you watched season 1 and then the movie and then went back to this episode. It'll just be a different kind of appreciation you'll have for Rengoku.
Yeah, because yeah, definitely good to watch the movie first and then episode. If you can, watch them both. That way you kind of get some bits of information that the episodes might provide or bits of information the movie might provide that the episodes don't. But I feel like you get the complete story.
Yeah, yeah. The movie was
Mm.
great. It's awesome. I want the collector's edition as well. Like I want that.
I got it pre-ordered and ready for me. I
Yep. And
love that case.
once it comes out on disc, we gotta have a night where we just watch that
Yeah,
movie, just like we do with every
just
Dragon
get some
Ball and everything.
food, get some food, eat like shit, and watch some anime.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna just get popcorn this time because that was like the biggest mistake. Like as soon as I saw
You
your
were
pizza
hungry.
on there, I was like, I was like, fuck.
I mean, that was a large tub of popcorn, but I'm like, I mean, we ended up watching like two movies, two C movies.
You rated him a C. Give him a B.
Yeah. I mean, that one guy in, what was it, 5 or 6-headed shark attack?
Six-headed shark
We
attack.
literally had the cameraman in frame on one of the shots.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the cameraman was in frame in one of the shots. There was the guy in the six-headed shark attack that was like had this sudden turn to like the dark side, I guess, and like fucking like tried to shoot our main character. I was like, what the fuck is that, dude?
He became so just instilled with jealousy that he just could not get over the fact that he's fighting a 6-headed shark attack, but this guy was talking to my woman, so I gotta kill him.
Yeah,
And just a
and
bunch of stupid decisions that everyone was making.
everybody made the dumbest decisions. It didn't make any sense. Like these people were in the worst, most toxic relationships, and they were like, "Well, the six-headed shark who's crawling on fucking land, since we almost died by it, we should just get back together." I'm like, what? No, the toxicity is still. Your man just tried to cheat on you, like straight up, in front of you, like
Then
right
just
there. Also, the girl who was crying after that old man died, it's like you just tried to cheat on him like, right in front of him.
be real. I don't know how she even saw that because you guys are on a different shoreline than where he died at. He went to the other side of the beach. Yeah, you
Yeah,
somehow saw his death. It's like I don't get
yeah. I don't know
these
how she saw that
locations.
either. And then she had like this. She was like crazy. She just like went crazy out of nowhere. I'm like, what? And then you
Yeah,
go
she
into the
was.
water and get eaten by the shark.
She
I don't
just
understand.
sacrifices herself, and then the other couple where I think the guy saved her, and then she went back to save him, and then they just kind of held each other in place as the shark kind of walked up on them and ate them instead of just getting up and running.
Yeah, yeah, they could have got up and ran. Or the other couple that didn't make any sense at all. Again, toxicity. They weren't in love. There was no connection. Um, but all of a sudden they just went crazy together, and then they got both pulled into that little tiny hatch where that shark could not have fit. That shark was fucking as wide as my house, and he fit into like a space of a car door. Like,
I mean, let's be real. The only saving grace of the movie is when the shark drifted so hard in the ocean it caused like a whirlpool.
oh yeah, it just kept drifting, and then it caused like a freaking giant like Iliad in the Odyssey whirlpool. Like it was pretty. That was actually pretty dope. Like
Yeah,
it
that
was,
was
it
a,
was it was stupid, but it was pretty tops.
so anybody out there who's like, man, I kind of want to watch some shark movies, and man, more heads the better. Don't watch 6-Headed Shark Attack.
Actually, do watch Six-Headed Shark Attack. Like just for shits and giggles. Like go do it.
I'll watch it up until the drift scene, and then you can turn it off from there because it's just like
Yeah, the rest of it just doesn't make any sense.
But then again, if you're actually tuning in to 6-Headed Shark Attack expecting anything other than just bullshit, then
Yeah, if you're expecting like a straight up blockbuster movie, like this was directed by like I don't know a really popular director or something, then don't.
Christopher
Like
Nolan.
yeah, Christopher Nolan or whatever, or the guy who's fucking making Dune. Actually, you know what? The guy who's making Dune, if Dune is amazing, which I suspect it to be when I'm gonna go see it, and if it is amazing, please, please make a Six-Headed Shark Attack movie.
Maybe I mean it'd be 7-Headed.
All right. Well, I mean,
We
or
need
it
to
could
keep
just
upgrading it.
yeah, it could make a Shark Attack movie, make Jaws or something, because this
Can
guy's
you
on a roll with
imagine
movies.
a 7-Headed Shark Attack with like the production value of like Dune? And those like soft like cinematic trailers and stuff.
Yeah, that would be
Talking about 7-Headed sharks.
that would be the movie of the century. That's what that would be, the movie of the century. Like I'd go see that any day.
I'll see it each day every time it's in theaters.
Oh, for sure.
Its entire theater run, I'll be watching it every day to drive the box office.
God, now I want to watch that movie.
I forgot what other movie we watched that night. We watched two of them. Oh no, it was like Velociraptor in the City. I don't know what it was called, but
Oh yeah, yeah. It was
Triassic
the
Hunt.
yeah Triassic Hunt, the allosaurs in the city. Yeah, that was whack as fuck too. Like everybody kept changing guns. People were shooting without mags. Yeah, that was interesting.
So yeah, once again, viewers out there or listeners out there, go ahead and watch those two movies. They're fantastic. But if you watch anything from Asylum Films, then you already know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, exactly. However, this doesn't relate to Demon Slayer, so don't Yeah, don't think you're gonna see any Demon Slayer stuff in this, in those movies. Yeah, so if you guys want to have a fun B movie night or something, go check out. Pretty much just go on like Amazon Prime and type in Asylum Films, and you will be all right. You'll be set.
Oh yeah, you'll get yourself some nice big ass pizza, whatever your food of choice will be, and just sit back and relax and watch some good old fashioned low budget CG goodness.
Yep. And anyways, before we go, I'd like to do a big shout out to Neebs Gaming for bringing back Battlefield Friends, one of my favorite internet shows ever, besides Duralius and Associates. So we love you guys here over at Casual Gamers. We're big fans. We know you're going to do great with the new season of Battlefield coming out. So take your time, work on it, play the game, which we hope you enjoy Battlefield like as much as we did. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's can't wait to see it. That's all the time really we had for today. So tune in next time, and we hope you enjoy this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and find us anywhere you get your podcasts.
Bye bye.
Laters.